I will be saying the story of the second part of the Sinbad the Sailor. So, as I said in the last story, Sinbad was a merchant who lost his father and spent all of his earnings foolishly on useless things. Then, when he decided to earn everything back, he was actually doing good, and he ended up in an island which was a whale's back. Um, the last time I said about how he escaped and about his great adventure. Now I will say about another great adventure of Sinbad. So when he returned from the island on which he was lost from the king, with all the money with all the money which the king gave him, he built a big home for him and his family. He used to help all his fellow partners in the city with the money which he got from the generous and kind king. He used to help everyone, and now he was again in a bit of debt. No, so now he decided to trade again. So he again did a big voyage, and in this voyage he selected another crew, and now he also need a captain who's not he also need a captain aside from him. So he went to a merchant who was actually his father's friend, and that merchant's name was Kabir. He was very generous, and he used to help Sinbad in every possible way. So he agreed to Sinbad, and he was like a captain aside from Sinbad to the ship. So they started the journey, and they have traveled for many hours and hours, and they have seen no land. Now this time Sinbad was not excited, because as he knew what could happen when he finds a piece of land. It could be a whale, who knows. In a few days of time, in a few hours of time, they found a piece of land, and hopefully it was not a back of a whale, and they checked it. This was a normal island. When I say normal, it's not totally normal. It still has some mysteries. The Captain Kabir has said him that this sea is filled up with many numerous mysteries which are not known to mankind. So they went into the island, and Kabir and Sinbad and Kabir, both of them were very tired as they were leading the ship. Now they decided to rest while the rest of the crew, while the rest of the crew made food, slept for some time, and then they forgot about Sinbad. They forgot about Sinbad and Kabir, and they continued their journey. Even Sinbad and Kabir were lost away from each other, because both of them took rest in different areas. Now they were in panic when they knew that their crew left them and went away. Hopefully, Kabir found it, and even he joined them. Now, there was only one man in that island, Sinbad. He was very confused, and he did not know what happened. So he didn't even know what to do in that situation. So his body was trembling all over the time, and he did not know what to do. He thought for some time, but all of his atoms were still in vain. So he continued to rest. When he woke up once, and he noticed a beautifully white colored and polished rock lying on the ground. He was very curious to know how could a rock be this much polished and this much white. It turned out that that was not a rock; it was the egg of a big eagle, and this eagle came near Sinbad to protect her eggs. Now she decided to go to her children where the nest is to feed them. So Sinbad had tied himself to the legs of the eagle, even though it was risky. He needed it, because he was already in a risky situation, and now he needs to get out of it. So he caught the eagle's legs, and he went to the children or the nest of the eagle, and from then he escaped, and unfortunately he fell into a big pit. In that big pit, there were so many rubies and diamonds. He was very happy, and he collected as many as he could. Then the eagle came there, and there was a big piece of meat in front of him. He did not know how did that big piece of meat come, but the eagle came for the meat. But the eagle knew that there would be meat in that place at that time, so it came for the meat, and it took it away. Now Sinbad was very wise, and what he did is that he tied himself to the meat again, so that he could again go to the place, to the nest, as it is a vantage point, and could see what is happening, so that he could find a way out of this island. Now he tied himself to the he tied himself to the he tied himself to the leg of the eagle, and this time it took him to his took Sindbad to the nest of the children, but it also took him to another piece of land where he was dropped from the eagle's leg from a safe distance. His head was badly hurt, but he was still able to feel himself. He walked some distance and he found Kabir. Actually, Kabir was the one who saved his life from falling from such a high distance. Um, Kabir saved him. So Sinbad asked him, first of all, how are you here, Kabir, and what are you doing here with the nest of the eagle? And how did you even save my life? And Kabir said that, oh, I am the one who dropped the bait in the pit, because I know that there would be some rubies and diamonds in the pit, but I'm afraid because there are also some dangerous and very big snakes at the pit. So when I drop the pit, the eagle comes there every day to eat my meat, and when it takes the meat to its children, it also takes some diamonds and rubies with it. And so I take out those diamonds and rubies with a rope from that nest. But fortunately, at this point, I did not get any rubies, but I saved you. Then Sinbad was very grateful for Kabir's help and awarded Kabir with as many rubies as he can. But Kabir, he only took one. He was a very generous and kind man. He took only one ruby, and they continued their journey back to their home, Baghdad. Now, Sinbad was very happy along with Kabir, as both of their lives were saved. And Sinbad missed Baghdad very so much that from now on he decided to stay in Baghdad no matter what happens. From then he led a happy life. So next time I will say the third part of the story. Thank you.